I will do thy bidding, my master. And his bidding is revealing his presence. This is a series where I tell you a story, its subsequent theories and explanations, and then I let you make up your mind. Today we delve into a story of the crystal skulls. They are hardstone human skull carvings, usually made of rock crystal, which is usually made up of clear or milky white quartz. Their alleged finders claim them to be of pre-Columbian, Mesoamerican origin, and many a New Age movement member attribute paranormal phenomena to the skulls. They're just haunted is all. Many of the crystal skulls in the British Museum and the Parisian Musée de l'Homme were bought from the French antiques dealer Eugene Bobin, who operated in Mexico City between 1860 and 1880. Skeptics, however, claim that scientific research proves the skulls are recent and contain chloride inclusions, meaning it's a type of quartz only found in Madagascar and Brazil, and therefore unobtainable by pre-Columbian cultures. They also say that electron microscopy and X-ray crystallography shows the skulls have been produced with modern tools. That's so boring. I hope it gets interesting at some point. The allegedly most famous and enigmatic skull, often referred to as the Mitchell-Hedges skull, was found in 1924 by Anne Mitchell-Hedges, adopted daughter of F.A. Mitchell-Hedges. She allegedly discovered it buried under an altar in the temple of Lubantun in British Honduras, now Belize. F.A. Mitchell-Hedges makes no mention of it in his writings about Lubantun, however, and evidence supposedly shows he bought it at a Sotheby's auction. He does make a brief mention of it in his first edition of his autobiography, Danger My Alley, from 1954, where he claims it to be 3,600 years old and used by Mayan priests to be used in esoteric rituals. Ever since the death of Anne Mitchell-Hedges, the skull has been in the possession of Bill Homan, to whom she was married in 2002. Esoteric rituals? Hail to the Wiccans! The British Museum skull made quite a journey. First seen at the Parisian antique shop of Eugene Bobin. After he unsuccessfully tried to sell it to the Mexican National Museum, he moved his shop to New York, where it was sold to George H. Sisson. After being exhibited at a meeting at the American Association of Scientific Advancement by George F. Kunz, it was picked up by Tiffany & Co., who sold it at cost to the British Museum. Less detailed than the Mitchell-Hedges skull and with no movable jaw, the skull's provenance is catalogued as probably European 19th century AD and described as not an authentic pre-Columbian artifact. Yeah, plagiarism is beep! Hey, I beeped that out live. No editing required whatsoever. The largest of the Eugene Bobin skulls was bought by Alphonse Pinard. The Paris skull is 10 centimeters or 4 inches and has a hole drilled to its center. It's part of the collection of the Musée du Quai Branly and extensive scientific research was done to it. You mean they abused it? In the National Museum of National History sits an artifact catalog number A562841/0, known as the Smithsonian skull. It was anonymously mailed to the Smithsonian Institute in 1992 and was claimed to be from Aztec origin by its donor, and purportedly from the collection Porfirio Diaz. It is the largest of all skulls and is displayed as a modern fake. Yeah, you can portray anything any way you want it, now can't you? The 4 skulls we previously discussed were all scientifically researched, with an electron microscope scanning and other techniques. They are allegedly made by modern tools and no more than decades old. However, they aren't the only skulls in existence. Apparently, there are 3 categories of skulls. The majority are considered to be contemporary, but there are a number of old skulls and a select few are catalogued as ancient. So, if they are real skulls, where did they come from? My backyard? Yeah, at least I would have been rich. It has always been believed that the skulls were of Mayan and or Aztec civilization. They have been linked to several ritualistic ceremonies involving death or rather spiritual rebirth of ancestors. In fact, some of these rituals seem to have survived in the Mexican ritual during the Day of the Dead. And this coincides with the All Saints' Day in Christian beliefs. Rituals again! Just stop this madness! In line with the Mayan origin of the skulls, some researchers believe in a link between the Mayans and Atlantis. They believe that the ancient skulls were created by the supposedly advanced civilization and survived in the hands of their descendants. Some people even go a step further into claiming that the Atlantean ancestors were aliens and thus came from another planet, where possibly these crystal skulls were fabricated. I should have known. If it isn't magic, it's aliens. Native Americans have long believed in the power of the quartz crystal. The skulls were an important part of their teachings, and after all the secrecy in the past, they are finally ready to speak about these amazing artifacts. Of Languno Pueblo origin, Professor Paula Gunn Allen of the University of California believes they were made by beings not human as we are, and they were designed as a communication device to connect us with the galactic central. Hello? Hello, can I speak to E.T. please? On the other hand, Metis Cherokee medicine man Harley Swiftier says that there were originally 12 planets containing human life, 12 skulls, one for each planet that possessed the knowledge to found civilization on Earth, and the 13th one vital for reconnecting the planet. Yeah, well, E.T. isn't answering his phone. He's probably busy creating the wow signal. Many people, even modern New Agers, believe in the magic properties of the crystal skulls. Healing properties, like curing cancer, are attributed to them, and some, as we discussed earlier, believe they are used for communication. There is the story of Joanne Parks of Houston, Texas, who has a talking skull called Max. All this seems too wacky and invented when drunk or high. But what if I told you this might be scientifically plausible? It's abracadabra! In school! That rings a bell. Harry Potter comes to mind. There is a force in the universe which contains and creates all others. It is perceptible by each and every one of us and is in and around every particle that vibrates in our reality. That is what is theorized by quantum physics, and it is defined by science as the full spectrum of electromagnetic radiation, and also called the divine creative force in metaphysics. Could this explain it? May the force be with you! As the Creator exists in three, and man exists of mind, body and spirit, matter also exists in three: gaseous, liquid and solid state. When atoms, molecules or ions are arranged in a regularly repeated pattern, it is called crystalline. The science of crystals, including the transitions of substances into crystalline form, is called crystallography. Some crystals, like quartz, possess piezoelectric properties. It is simply the ability of certain materials, most notably crystals, to generate electricity under stress. If we come into contact with a piezoelectric quartz, our electromagnetic energy waves will make the crystal oscillate faster, amplifying the signals, which ultimately will modify and amplify our own electromagnetic field. It is a small step to believing this is the explanation of the magic properties of the crystal skull. I feel amplified already! There is a lot more behind the story of the crystal skulls than you initially perceive. Different origins, different theories behind the properties. Enough to break your skull over, so to speak, before you decide. Did you like the video? Click the like button. Leave comments or start a discussion in the comment box. If you want to see more, you can subscribe to my channel. I have a vlog channel, so if you want to get bored, why don't you check it out? And you can follow me on social media. All links in the description. See you next time!